to do a demonstration. It's actually authentic. The issue is authentic. And I just checked in what it was going to be about. But what I'm going to do is to show you the value of how you can do this for yourself. And so what I'm going to show you is my thought process as I played the game for myself, going back to an earlier time. Of course, you can do it on current situations. It's just the same. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to an earlier age. And this little character is going to be me at an earlier age. So when I do the releases, I'm going to do them on myself, who is this little guy, Icky. Okay, so I just checked in about what my issue is, what I'm going to call my game. And what I'm going to call my game is actually one of the cards, and I'm going to call it Away From It All. Now, away from it all is, for me, it's about a separation from parts of myself. That's all I know. Do I need to go back to an earlier age? No, but I'm getting that I probably was about 6. Writing that down. So the name of my game is Separation. And I was about 6. So I've named my game, and I'm popping that down here. And when I look at the cards, the negative emotion cards, how does that feel? Sad. Left out. And this isn't about me being left out. Actually, these should be bigger. And that should be smaller, because I've separated myself from the group. So these are the 2 cards that are coming up for me right now. And where did that happen? It didn't happen anywhere in particular. So I'm going to pick up this card. It happened everywhere. That's my game. And where do I feel that in my body? Woof. Throat. Feels like an 8. Oof. You can feel it in my jaw. 7. Feeling it in my belly. A 9. Okay. So that's quite big. And do I want to keep it? No way. What do I want to do with it? Well, so as my 6-year-old self, I want to give it to God. And as my present day self, I want to move it through all the levels to consciousness for it to just disintegrate. which basically is the same thing. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm choosing a special blue stone. I'm Jaz, and I'm 6. And I feel separate from the world. It's really scary out there. And I've separated myself. In ways I don't even know how. But I'm going to go to that left out. That's sad that I'm feeling in my throat, my jaw, and my belly. And I'm going to put it in a hot air balloon and send it to God, because He knows what to do with these things. Sending it to you, God. You know what to do. Thank you. Now. Okay. Throat's down to a 5. Jaws a 3. Belly. 3. So I'm looking at my cards. I don't need everywhere. I don't need left out. I'm going to put left out down, and I'm going to pick up different. I don't need sad, but I'm going to have some fear, release some fear. And I'm bringing in God for my 6-year-old self and my present day self. I'm Jaz, and I'm 6. And I'm feeling better now, but it's not all gone. I'm going to take the scared, take the different, and any remaining separation, going back to 6, running throughout the whole of my life right through until now. And I'm going to bring in magic, God, and consciousness. Into everywhere in my body. It's time to acknowledge I'm different. And make peace with that now. Wow. Wow. Throat is a 2. Jaw is 1. Belly is 0. Fear, separation, and keeping magic and difference. So what do I need to release that remaining 2 and that remaining 1? Well, I need to be friends with my different self and to let the magic come in and support me. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to do that now. So here's Jaz, 6-year-old Jaz. I'm Jaz, and I'm going back to the age of 6. And I'm going to get that remaining 2 in my throat, 1 in my jaw, and anything else that might be in my belly. I'm going to make friends with it. I'm bringing in God, magic, all the support that I need. I didn't get it when I was 6. I didn't understand it. But it's time to make friends, to let go, and to have fun being different. Now, I forgive myself. I forgive the world. I forgive the Catholic religion and my interpretations of those rules. And I release these from every cell in my body. Now, okay, so I got the support. It's okay to ask for help. Magic, I will never let that go. I'm friends with magic, and I love being different. So, reprogramming myself. I'm going to reprogram myself. We are going to reprogram ourselves with special, different, this has now become magically different. Brave. And loved. And instead of putting these up high, as the training suggests, I'm putting them in front of me. And I'm going to talk to my 6-year-old self based on the understanding of what's just happened. Recognizing, Jaz, that life wasn't easy, that life was scary for you. Difficult. And maybe lonely. But we got through all of that. And here I am now with you in this amazing magic game, allowing the magic of consciousness to come into every cell of my body and to emanate out through this game. To those that need it. All because of you. It is time for you to let go and to have fun being you. You are special, different, super brave, and loved. Now, the energy is still processing itself through. Oh, feeling good. There's the magic. Amazing. Okay, anybody want to come back on camera?
Terrific, Jazz, really.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. And so deep, huh? It goes so deep.
Yeah, it's still shifting.
Right. Yeah. Any other comments or?
I'm just curious how you do it online. Like, how would it look when people doesn't have the cards? If let's say you're doing it online and
Right.
your client doesn't have the cards.
It's always better if they've got the cards. However, we show the cards. And, you know, any child is always, you know, computer making choices, instant decisions. So it seems to work equally as well. The session I did with the 10-year-old little boy last week or this week, he didn't have the cards. And we got through 3 issues in 22 minutes.
Good, thank you.
Any other comments or thoughts?
It was very inspiring for me just to see you working with yourself in that way with these cards, because I do that with other modalities and with the adult cards, but not with these ones. So that was fantastic, just to see the depth that it can go with those.
Yeah.
You know, thank you. A lot of the stuff that I do, I don't understand it till afterwards. Things just happen. It's the nature of, it's how I work. And so like with the fast track level 1, how did I do that? I have no idea. And I'm still blown away at what happens, because I know I didn't do it from consciousness. I did it because of the magic, but not even being aware of the magic. And what I believe now with these cards is that the pictures are doing the work. When we're working with a therapist, and I'm not saying, I mean, I still think fast track is unbelievable, because it goes there to place things that where people don't know where to go. They don't know what happened. So, but I do believe that these cards go to a different, they bypass our resistance. The pictures kind of and melt our resistance, and they do the work. So I worked recently with a client who I'd done a lot of fast track level 1 work with and got great results. But we were working with a situation, and I'm like, I'm going to use the kids' cards. And I brought this in, and it was around weight and skin allergies. And I actually watched these cards. She had her own set of cards, which was nice. But I still showed them to her one by one on the screen. And I watched this huge resistance come up, Leanne. Like the cards were doing something to her that she had no control over. And it wasn't conscious. So I'm not criticizing this woman, but it was like when she's talking with me backwards and forwards, she knows the system, blah, blah, blah. That's the way it goes. That's brilliant. But this, it was just like whoosh, and I could just feel this whole thing as she was just so uncomfortable as these cards were coming in at a different level. So what I said, which was, and I didn't know what was happening. It's only afterwards that I can sit back and say, well, what was that about? She seemed really, uncomfortable. And that's what it was. And believe me, this issue started to shift beyond both of our expectations. It was incredible to watch. So what I say is, give it a go. And somebody said to me on a recent intro that I did, is that we see in pictures. So of course, if we see in pictures, which of course we all know we do, we're very visual, a picture will, when a picture matches a picture, it can dissolve, right? When words hit a picture, maybe could be a bit of a mismatch. Not saying that that's true, but I am recognizing the power of this, and especially for people who are not therapists, to use this for themselves, by themselves. And it will expand intuition, consciousness like crazy.
Oh, it really makes sense. And I think particularly bypassing the sort of anything that's post-verbal, any pre-verbal, being able to articulate all of that makes so much sense. And I think most of the root of everything is from that place. So it really makes sense just to go there in a way that doesn't rely on words, or can even better bypass that. Yeah, great. Thank you. I feel very inspired.
To show you what I was thinking, not showing you what a good therapist I am. It's just like, I'm just following my own thoughts and what's coming up for me. And anybody can do that.
Yeah. And I've done this quite a few times for myself as well, similar in the ways that Jaz just showed. And I mean, it's been it's like instant. I mean, it just helps me get much clearer and in some ways more distant on the situation. So I'm not so overwhelmed by it. And so I'm a big fan of doing this for ourselves, for all of us trying it out anyway. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is finished, huh? For today. This is terrific. Yeah. Thanks, Jaz. Thanks, Jaz, for that. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Great. Very good Zoom conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you, Cassie.
Okay.
How about with more questions?
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Thanks you all. Okay.